tune in. We're loud and clear in Nakuru as well, 97.7. And of course, the hashtag is No Blues Monday at Nation FMKE on X. That's where you can find me. A conversation we're having right now is the story of Daniel. Daniel is the founder of D-Man Wellness. He's a voiceover artist as well. And he has an inspiring story on alcoholism. So we are from uni now, okay?
Yeah.
So mambo ikakuwa inaenda south. How bad did it get after uni?
Well, so what we were trying to do after uni is to keep the house where we were staying, which was next to university. So you'd look for any job to at least try and pay the rent.
Okay.
Ideally, just to keep the freedom.
Is this like the home house, the family home?
No.
Okay.
Because we were boarders.
Right.
So we're used to that life. You don't want to go back home. Remember I told you I was trying not to go back home.
Yes.
So, I mean, I got a job here and there, but even from my internship, which I barely did, man, I used to go to work on Wednesday because on Monday was hangover.
Yes.
And then Tuesday, you're trying to get off the hangover by having a bit more of a drink.
Whoa.
Then Wednesday, you show up.
Yes.
And then you work Thursday, Friday, you're back into the same cycle. So the jobs we got were not as serious then. And I say we because it was me and some friends of mine who used to stay together.
Okay.
So when we lost this job and I finally had to go back home, I was fortunate to get another one.
A job.
Yes.
Awesome.
Now this one was paying okay.
Okay.
It was good. It was good money.
You're content.
But it was the EABL.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were being paid to push for the sale of alcohol because there was Mutudo. Mutudo, which means the bars used to close early, so we'd go and push for sale of spirits.
Okay.
And so I used to just drink, man. I had a vehicle I was working with because you needed a car. So you always had stock. And you had it at the wholesale price. And little did I know that I had gotten, at that point, I had developed dependency. Now, dependency is where you have withdrawals. So you wake up in the morning and the first thing you want is alcohol. Fasting. You can't function. It's a withdrawal.
God.
Yeah. So your brain is demanding for alcohol. So either a shot or beer. And then the common alcoholic meal was eggs. You eat some eggs. You go to work.
So that was your diet?
That was my diet.
Through and through?
Through and through. Then now, working with the people at EABL there, where I was posted, a lot of meat at lunchtime, but that was not really a concern.
Yes.
But a lot of spirit during the day. And I used to drive when I'm drinking, you know. And so those are some of the things that firm up my faith now, because I remember at the time I was speeding down from Kirinyaga coming back to Roysambu.
Yes.
I was cruising, man. And I remember this bus hooting behind me like I just pulled a serious maneuver with a car that could have easily rolled. And, you know, if I just had a tire burst, it would have been...
A totally different story right now.
I'd have gone easy. And many have gone like that. But I couldn't keep the ABL job. I lost it. I remember my boss calling me to the office and because I couldn't report to another station where they had posted me, and he could smell the alcohol and he was like, "What are you drinking, man?" Because I was drinking cheap second generation alcohol. Used to go for 120 bob.
God
We
damn.
used to drink, and used to drink it like water. You drink it like juice, not cringing anymore. And this, you know, the adverts you used to hear when you're growing up, mbili mbili kama kawaida, you know, those used to think that's normal.
Yes.
Drinking is normal. So even though somebody tells you, dude, you're overdoing it, you don't see how. Because when you go to the bar in the evening, you find guys drinking. So you know this is normal. But you're literally justifying
Yes.
the addiction. It's not even the habit now.
Yeah.
It's the addiction. So losing that, I got another good job at some point. But then now I started cross addiction. I started using other substances. By this whole time, I've been using marijuana. Marijuana was my friend. I loved marijuana. And so it went without saying that I'd smoke probably every night, just a bit. But now there was an introduction of something that has become quite popular nowadays. It's called Mogoka.
Okay. Okay.
Mogoka was sustainable, especially when you're broke. It was affordable, and the damage was minimal as compared to alcohol. Alcohol, you had to have money, and tomorrow you'd be sick because of what you're drinking. You're not drinking quality.
Yes.
And so I engaged that till I got a good job again at Crown Paints. And
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's okay for me to mention that. And I didn't even keep that job.
Yes, yes.
And a month later, I lost it because of drinking.
So these are a series of jobs you're getting, and because of the
Losing.
addiction, the
Yes,
drinking,
yes.
you're losing them.
I'm losing them. Because
Now, I'm trying to look at, in summary, it's affected hugely your life. So far, so good. All right, the school, the work. Is it also affecting your relationship with people?
yes, to some extent. Well, at this particular point now, you're considered a loser. So everybody you knew from uni, you're not probably hanging out with. So you're also trying to hang out with a particular level of people who will not point things out at you. So I started hanging out with the younger guys who was probably still in uni. At least they wouldn't call out my bullshit.
Yeah.
They were partying, I was partying, but they knew that this guy is not being serious about his life.
You're doing
He's
it
finished-
extra.
Yeah, he's finished uni, he should be working.
Okay.
What's the deal with him? But anyways, to each their own. So I went into hiding, and even after losing the Crown Paints job, then
Yes.
through that period, I got a job. I was selling insurance, and I was doing well at it. At least the insurance wasn't a 9 to 5, and I actually did well. So
Do you have a family at this time?
not
You're
yet.
working. Okay.
But now through that, that's when I met my wife,
Okay. All right.
and she loved me as I was, and it actually gave me some structure. Like every day I would go to work. You know, there was food consistently, at least. You know, as when you were staying with your boys, that wasn't a priority.
Yes.
Eat one meal a day. By this time, I've lost so much weight. So when I met her, she also just thought I love partying and drinking. You know, and I mean, it's better off having a man, I think, to some extent, who just drinks than a man who is promiscuous. If I could look at it from that angle. But I think she did see something in me, and that really did help, because at some point now the hospital visits began.
Okay.
My body started crashing. Like the first time I remember, I think I was too saturated from spirits, and I told my cousin who passed on
Yes.
that I've had enough. Let's try drink beer. And I couldn't even drink beer. I had a pain towards my lower abdomen. And I told my wife that night, we were still dating then, that we're not going to go out because I'm not feeling well. Little did I know I'd wake up and find myself in hospital. So I was told the story. My wife told me you started walking around the house, and I was worried. You were vomiting. You looked like you were convulsing. Something wasn't right with you. And the neighbors thought somebody had spiked my drink. That's the closest anybody could think. What happened to Dan? Somebody put something in his drink.
Okay.
But it was alcohol poisoning. My body had reached climax, so it had to shut down.
Hang in there. So I'm assuming that this is when now you decided you're going to cut off alcohol, all right? We're going to come back in just a bit. We come back in just a bit. And of course, we talk a little bit about the journey, into healing. And of course, you tell us about D-Man Wellness and basically what you've achieved with it so far. And where can we find you in your socials before we can come back and talk about it so people can engage with you?
All right. On YouTube, you can find most of my content well organized there. There's Daniel Orenge. And then on TikTok, where I have a bit of a following,
Yes.
there's D-Man Wellness.
Okay.
Instagram, there's D-Man Wellness.
Yes.
And on Facebook, it's Daniel Orenge.
Absolutely. Here's some CNCO.